Shalom, shalom. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Achak Wadash. Peace and double honors of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Going into this quick lesson, a response lesson to the brother Tazapanya Banyamyan. And the video that he did was on this recent development that they had an exhibit called the Book of Hov. And, I remember a couple of days ago on the radio, they were playing a lot of Jay-Z songs. And then they were like, oh, we're commemorating the Book of Hov. And, it's all a ritual at the end of the day. And, are these your gods, Israel? Are these the gods that you seek to deliver you in a time of destruction, in the time of trouble? Is this who you're going to seek out? The Book of Hov. What prophecies do you have? What prophecies have you spoken? You want to put yourself in the, in the same air as the great men of old, the prophets of the Lord. But, what have you done for the Lord? The only thing you've done is to serve on the left-hand side and to be somebody who the Lord set up to gather the 2/3. That's all. That's your only accomplishment. Yeah, you're a skilled MC, and yet the Lord don't give a damn about that. Judges 10 and 14. Go and cry unto the gods. Oh, let me read 13. Yet ye have forsaken me. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which you have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. You see? So you choose out your gods and let these celebrities be the one to deliver you. You worship these mere men, mere mortals, when really the power of heaven and earth speaking to you through his true servants, the prophets. All right. And this is that blasphemous spirit. And even, I remember when Nas had the beef with Jay-Z, he mentioned how it was spiritual that the Lord gave him the upper hand, that Nas had the upper hand, because he said, and both of them dudes are wicked. But, one thing he said about Jay-Z was true. He mentioned that, you calling yourself Jehovah, which we know is not the true name of the Lord, but the Most High is the creator. He's the source of everything. So if you're saying you're the Most High, you're saying you didn't need any inspiration. And that's an extreme level of pride. And that's why the Lord took him down a few notches with that beef. He got ethered. To this day, they say if you got this real bad, you got ethered. At the end of the day, though, these men are the gods that Israel wants to worship and wants to trust and believe in. This is Isaiah 19 and 1, the burden of Egypt. And this is referring to modern day Egypt, which is America. Behold, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yep, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai rideth upon a swift cloud. And that swift cloud, of course, is that chariot. Okay, the chariot that the Lord is going to come back upon. And the fact that the Lord is drawing closer and his time is almost ready for him to make his grand entrance and return, allow me to reintroduce myself like the nigga Jay-Z had in the song. The Lord gonna really reintroduce himself to this wicked world, man. And then they're gonna find out in that day. Them left-hand sacrifices, it says the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Let's get it in a different translation. Okay. Yeah, in Isaiah 19:1 in the NLT, this message came to me concerning Egypt. Look, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is advancing against Egypt, riding on a swift cloud. So yeah, the Lord is advancing against Egypt right now. When you're advancing, that means you're on a pursuit. You basically have your enemy, your prey is lined up, and you're getting ready to pounce upon that prey. The idols of Egypt tremble. The hearts of the Egyptians melt with fear. See, the idols of Egypt. And that's, America is a land of many different idols. And these people are idolized. These celebrities are idolized. Chris Brown, Jay-Z, Kanye, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe. And the Lord did give them amazing talent. And a lot of them can do unbelievable things. At the same time, though, you have to acknowledge the one that gave them the gifts. Just like we have gifts, us brothers have gifts. The main gift being the gift of prophecy, different gifts in the truth, the gifts of learning, the Hebrew, and gifts of being able to teach and, catching certain things in the news, and the Lord open your mind to see things in the scriptures. These are all gifts, but we don't want to get the glory for any of that. We want the glory to go to the Heavenly Father who gave the gifts through his son Yahweh Shai and his sacrifice. When do these celebrities ever talk about the Lord Yahweh Shai, man? You got the nerve to come out here and talk about some Book of Hov. When do you ever teach the scriptures, the actual scriptures? But these guys, they'll do anything for a bag. I will make Egyptian fight against Egyptian, brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor, city against city, province against province. You see, and this is why there's a division in America right now. Okay? The Egyptians will lose heart, and I will confuse their plans. They will plead with their idols for wisdom and call on spirits, mediums, and those who consult the spirits of the dead. And this guy was known to be with Marina Abramovic. There was a period of time where he was around her, and they're all in this wicked satanic industry. Okay, and what do? They go into this idolatry. They have their idols like Baal and Molech and all these different ancient false deities. Okay, and a lot of these people, these Egyptians, they're gonna lose their minds. The heart is dealing with the mind. It says they will lose heart. The spirit, your drive, your will to live is going to be defeated, and they're going to seek to their idols. And what are their idols going to tell them? They're going to tell them to go line up and get that chip. All right. And that's when we know Yahweh Shai is going to make his move, riding upon that swift cloud. All right. But Israel was always prone. Okay. Isaiah 9:16, for the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. You see, the leaders, when you go into number 16, it was 250 princes of the congregation of Israel. They were not very well-known men. I could easily see them coming back and being your P. Diddy's and your, your Kyrie Irvings and your different, people, men that got clout, men that basically others would look up to. That's what happened in number 16. And what happened to those men? They and their whole families were swallowed up by the earth because they were erring against the Lord. All right? They were causing the people to follow after foolishness. You see, everybody wants to be the top dog, but ultimately the Lord is who sets up order of who is, leading who. He has his leaders, and his leaders are the apostles of Great Millstone, man. And the more time goes on, this word is the value and the how precious it is deemed amongst the people is going to continue to go up. Whereas these guys with their sellout money and their little fiat bullshit, your little time to reign with the devil, that's not going to matter soon. Okay? That's not going to matter soon. You see, the scriptures mentions in Sirach 13, what about a rich man? The wisdom of the poor man is despised. This is not. This is hold on. Yeah, this is Sirach 13. And 21, a rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends. Yes, if you got money and you slipping and you have some issues, everybody in this world, they'll come through, like, them banks that was failing. What happened? They came through and they came with all this money and they bailed them out. But the everyday man goes down. Nobody gives a shit. You see? And that's why we as men, we ought to not give a shit what this world thinks, man. And that's a process that we're learning. But the more you give a shit about what this world thinks, the more you're going to compromise yourself and put yourself in danger. It says, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. You see? Yeah, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. Salakia. He hath many helpers. Everybody's going to try to puff him up and lift him up. He speaketh things not to be spoken. Yeah, he'll be cursing people out and they still be supporting him. I was watching an interview of this Hollywood devil director, John Landis. And it was sparked me because I looked up the clip. There's a movie he did, a Twilight Zone movie. And in that movie, it was very controversial because this actor, Vic Morrow, he was holding these two Vietnamese children, and they got basically decapitated during the movie by a helicopter blade because, they had these crazy pyrotechnics. It was a wild scene. It was a wild scene, and the people actually died, and the dude, John Landis, that devil, he was having an interview, and the interviewer, like, was basically trying to appease the guy, and he wasn't even hitting him with no hardball questions. He was just saying, asking regular shit. And then John Landis was still shitting on the guy. What are you trying to imply? You're not helping me here. Like, everybody knew that the director, and I found out about this, by the way, because Apostle Elder Gabar had mentioned it in one of the videos back in the day. So I looked into it. But the dude, Vic Morrow, he's an actor. He got killed. He was carrying the babies in the scene. They were young children, and everybody, like 3 of them died. It was the one, I think the dude was an Edomite actor, and the 2 children got murked off. And the parents were there on the set. And this dude, John Landis, they said he was responsible, or a lot of people thought he was responsible because, the scene was just over the top. You had explosions right around the helicopter, and I believe the helicopter got hit by some explosion and it lost control, and before you know it, it was crashing into the ground and just went right into them and, took their heads off, man, dismembered them. Somehow this devil got off. Well, this is their kingdom, so that's no surprise, especially because he's a small hat. But then this guy is super arrogant about it. He's a straight demon. He got blood on his hands, and he's arrogant about it. Like he doesn't see that he has any type of responsibility. But again, when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. See, that's the perfect example of that. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. See, and that's us. Hey, we be going through things, and these people, they'll help to overthrow us. And we're the servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the Most High possessor of heaven and earth. That's who we serve. That's the power that is putting these words in our mouth. And yet we can have no place. There's no place for us. They want to, pretty much they're looking to eliminate us. You see? But the Book of Hov is up there. Wickedness. The Gilgo Beach guy, the Gilgo Beach murderer out here on Long Island, that devil, he's probably going to get famous. And somehow, some way, even serial killers can get clout and fame, and somehow they can turn being a serial killer into a profitable thing. This world is fucking just degenerate, man. Detestable, odious, sickening, man. All right, it says, and yet men justified him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him not. Or they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he say? Oh, the Book of Hov. Wow, what a book. Oh, let's go to the exhibit. I love Jay-Z. He's the God MC. Like, listen, man. The Lord ain't dealing with all that, man. He don't give a shit how great this world considers you, man. And we, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, understand that you ain't shit. And hell, we ain't shit either. But we're striving for something. You know, we are striving. You know, there's you not being shit, and then there's us that, yes, we understand we're wretched men, but we're actually striving to do better. You know, we're actually, the Lord wants to see effort. You know, at least we're doing our best to follow the righteous way. You know, we're in the battle, we're fighting. You see, but you men out there, you rich men, you know, you Jay-Z's of the world, you have already gave in and succumbed to the worldly riches. You know, says they extol it to the clouds, but if the poor man speak, they say, "What fellow is this?" And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. See, and that's what it is with us, man. You know, any little thing, they looking to destroy you, man. They looking to destroy us. You see, they will look for anything they can get on us in order to bring us down. And that's why we have to praise Yahweh Hashem Yahshua for protecting us from all these potential downfalls, man. The Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahshua. So, you know, that was the point. Lord's will was edifying. Call hello Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Hashem Machak a Shalom Mabarakathama to the hopeful elect. Lord's will, I catch up on the next one. Shalom.